Hello, good evening, and welcome one and all to another episode of the British Hive Mind, episode 53. Coming back after a well-deserved and well-needed break, mainly due to the weather and how lovely it's been over the past couple of weeks, and mainly due to a bit of a black pill. You know, when you're red-pilled, but you're not seeing any action, you're not seeing anything really happening, and all the news that you're getting is pedos everywhere. Frigging the justice system corrupt and going down the pan. Law and order going down the pan. Migrant riots in frigging Europe. Migrant riots on the streets of the UK. It does get to you. It does get you down.
What fun befalls us all, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, what fun befalls us all over the Kalergi plan. Oh, what fun the situation has become with Mr. Soros Shekels afoot.
Yep, every time. That's my guest for the evening. That is Mr. Alexander Sangmore of the Reality Report and the Ministry of Information and Cyber Warfare and Mimetic Energies. Great guy, great laugh, great information. Anything else you'd like to add? Maybe a YouTube channel or something? Give yourself a bit of a plug.
Give me a moment. The connection is a little blurry. Let me disconnect and reconnect briefly.
Yep, no worries. Yeah, so we're
right, testing should work now.
Yeah, coming through loud and clear. Yeah, you're coming through loud and clear.
These fuckers, these motherfuckers, these audacious pricks that think that they can silence the will of the British people and silence them in their own green and pleasant lands by importing Antifa here to silence the native population of each land. The audacity of these cunts. Anyway, we understand what Best for Britain is doing in the UK. We understand that Diane Abbott directly funds and has contacts with Antifa and Coconut Hate. Jeremy Corbyn is a sellout to the cultural Marxist lot. And things will move very, very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Of this I can assure you.
Yes, I've heard from multiple sources.
All the points that lurk at the mud will hatch out and justice will be done, though the heavens fall.
I've heard from multiple sources.
Those words.
Yeah, from multiple sources, I've heard that it's going to start really kicking in over the next 3-4 weeks. When we're going to start seeing some real changes, some real freaking disgusting information coming out that the people can't stay silent about. That people aren't going to be able to just bite the lip and let it freaking carry on. You know, with British Fight recently and dropping all the information on the members of Parliament and councillors, as well as the corrupt police. Have a look into British Fight on Twitter. Iceland's Army.
By the way, gentlemen, actually, it's important that you have a look at the extent of child fuckers in Parliament. Okay?
How are we supposed to be ruled? Well, we're not supposed to be freaking ruled. How the fuck are we supposed to be governed by people like that? How? How can the criminals run this country and just get away with it? Just get away with every crime that they've committed, because the list will stretch from here to the moon and back. Because it's been going on for
oh, what fun.
Yeah, 30, 40 years or more. Probably more. But the ones that did it 30, 40 years ago are probably dead by now. Yeah. So
incapable of focusing recently due to the car going. Jesus Christ! Give me a moment, if you. Give me a moment. I can't collect my thoughts while this thing is going off.
Understandable. Bloody annoying fucking car alarms. Do you think anybody's actually broken into the car, or do you think it's just going off by itself?
No, it's just going off.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing nowadays. You know, you hear a car alarm go off? Do you even bother to even look out your window to see if somebody's actually trying to rob it? You just ignore it and hope it goes away. Seems to be a lot of the mentality nowadays is, well, if we ignore it long enough, hopefully it'll go away.
Too much effort to remove myself from this comfy seat and to go check on something concerning a stranger at present. And besides, we don't have a shit ton of crime here, so it's all good.
Yeah. Well, something I've figured out and worked out around my area is they've put a lot of CCTV cameras all over the houses. Which is paranoia, blatant paranoia on my thinking, because, like you said, there isn't much, burglary, arson, sort of, poor people crimes that go on around here. Not that many. I'm sure there are, but, well, do the police even bother with burglaries anymore? That's actually...
So, have you had a brief look into the extent of the censorship in America over the gun case? By gun, I mean the guy that tweeted that he likes fucking children on Twitter a few years back. That Mike Cernovich only recently uncovered. This is breaking news across the realm of the alternative media. And it should be breaking news everywhere in the world that the left and Twitter are literally defending pedophiles.
Yep.
Okay. There are TED Talks trying to normalize it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We're at a precipice. We're at a point where we can either say, no, enough is enough, or they try to normalize pedophilia. Okay. That's where we're at when it comes to the cabal.
It's one of their goals. They are after our children. They know how to play the long game. And if they can destroy a generation, they will win.
They destroy the generation's culture, morality, identity, legal system, national identity, etc. Yes.
Yeah, that's their plan.
Massive amounts of non-indigenous Europeans to sully the culture so that they can turn it into a new fucking Babylon. No, thank you.
Have a look at the EU building. It does resemble the freaking Tower of Babel. Yeah. And we see them trying to, at every freaking stage, at every level, every TV show, all the children's TV shows, a lot of them have got a hint of paedophilia to them. And a lot of them, especially the Disney shows, have got a lot of sexualization of children as well. It's, and you can see that Gunn, James Gunn, he was a director or, an executive for Disney. And you see it with normal people nowadays. They let their kids grow up on Disney films. They let Disney teach, train, and indoctrinate their children unknowingly, but they let it happen. They just let it happen.
The problem is that in the UK, people are for the majority not as woke as the Americans, specifically because in America, the internet and internet culture is a lot more prevalent, okay, compared to the UK. And it's really quite sad that the UK is lagging behind in this domain, but as more people become internet savvy in the UK, or as the older generations die out that are not internet savvy, we're going to see a shift and a change in the power structure of this green and pleasant land. And it's going to be truly, truly glorious, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, it will.
You have our generation to look forward to ruling you. A generation that is the most intelligent when it comes to, and the most informed when it comes to facts, unless they are loony leftist cultists, which are, as a matter of fact, the minority. Okay? They are the minority. We are the silent majority. Those who oppose the cultural Marxism, those who oppose the normalization of child buggery, you are the majority, and you have the right to demand those whose wages you pay through your taxes to be held accountable.
The dream of accountability. It is only a dream at the moment.
It's not a dream, by the way. It comes into reality when people like the Sun God Emperor in America demanding and making sure that justice is done, though the heavens fall.
Well, especially in this country, I'm seriously predicting the heavens falling.
Have you heard about the cannabinoid legalization tendencies that are happening in the UK, where police are told to stand down and not prosecute? Oh, what fun!
Well, I have medical marijuana. I can smoke weed in front of a police officer and blow it in his face if I really wanted, because of the common law court. I stand under common law. But you can see that the thing about cannabis, it is a double-edged sword, because it does promote lackadaisicalism or demoralization, demotivation.
I wouldn't say that. It definitely has the potential for people to sweep their problems under the rug.
Yeah, that's all.
As well as to do in the dopamine system of the brain, which regulates your will with a capital W and the sum of your motivation to get shit done. But other than that, the medicinal properties concerning it are very, very important and are kept from the public specifically because there is a profit to be made from keeping it non-disclosed to the public, what it does to the pineal gland in the brain.
Most definitely. Most definitely. You know,
the pineal gland has an endocannabinoid system in it. This regulates a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin regulates your sleep cycle, your metabolism, and your immune system. These three things make you a healthy and happy individual. Okay? So getting good sleep, having a good immune system, and having a good metabolism, so never getting fat and so forth.
Yep.
Anyway, these things keep you healthy. It is a good thing for you. And it will be declassified as a drug soon enough. But moves to not prosecute people on it is technically a form of a legalization.
Technically, yes. It's a decriminalization rather than legislation to put it into legality.
So you're still not allowed to sell it, but you're not going to get criminalized if you're caught with it.
Yeah.
Is the point. Which is meaningful progress in the right direction.
That it is. That it is. It's just... It's far too late. Far too little, far too late. You know, it should have been... Well, it shouldn't have been criminalized in the first place.
I agree. But here's what's going to happen in the United Kingdom of Great Britain. So we're going to oust every single known ISIS affiliate. We're going to just get rid of them. We're going to prosecute against fathers fucking their daughters, which is literally something that I just saw on the news, an article about. Yep. It's really terrible and bad shit. We don't need to import inferior cultures to our green and pleasant lands. Okay, we don't need to. We don't have a moral obligation to do this, to replace ourselves. What is going through the mind of these people? They must be so goddamn sinister, these fuckers, these bureaucrats.
Yep.
Disgusting, weak, and pathetic people. Ethnomasochists. It's terrible.
So you're exactly right. Exactly right. Freaking the scum.
So it's a combination, by the way, of ignorance, delusion, being bought with money, or slavery to emotional impulse. Okay? It's one of these four things. With every single leftist that you come across, they're either ignorant and want to learn more, they're completely deluded out of their minds because they think that they have the facts on their side.
Yep.
Okay? They're bought, like the mainstream media, who are owned. They are owned mouths to tell a narrative. They are mouths without minds. Okay? So the opposition are one of four things: ignorant, deluded, bought, or slaves to emotional impulses. You know, just going with the flow, going with the virtue signaling flow of Instagram and Twitter, because people get praised and they get bonus karma points if they post things that align with the meta narrative that the cabal want to promote.
Yes,
okay?
yes,
It's this simple.
You hit a good nail there, because these people are being rewarded, and the whole society that we
it's the dopamine system.
Yes.
Yeah, the elite have some sort of a dopamine system in place where people are rewarded for being low info wretches who virtue signal, and it's terrible. We don't want this neo Babylon culture, though, is the point.
Oh no, we do not want it. And they're especially targeting the schools, because they've set up the school system now where it is, you will be rewarded if you fit in. You will be rewarded if you
passivity, not creativity, and stretching boundaries.
Yeah, and if you bring
learning in your own time.
And if you bring the people up in this mentality of, if I toe the line, I get a reward, or if I don't toe the line, I get disciplined, that in those early stages of their life will carry on until they're dead.
I mean, they even diagnose Swedish children with oppositional defiant disorder. You heard of this?
Whoa! Can you repeat that, please?
Oppositional defiant disorder, ODD.
I've got it. I've definitely got ODD. Freaking hell. So you can now be put in a mental home or put on drugs.
Yes, you can be put in a mental. Yes, you can be put in a mental institute in Sweden, or be deeply drugged and medicated for having, quote, oppositional defiant disorder.
For opposing the government-mandated narrative.
Yeah, pretty much. Sweden is in a really bad state. I've been speaking with Cerebrate Virtue for a while, and Sweden is not in a good place, is all I'm saying.
It isn't. No, I saw a little video earlier of a Swedish MP standing up in front of the house in Sweden, and laying into Islam and how shit it is, and comparing it to.
Do Gibbs and pass on the link.
Yeah. My phone's on the phone. Yeah, I'll do it after the show. I'll send it over to you, because it was quite a good one. It's quite a good one. Yeah. But you can see they're actually, the brainwashing, the indoctrination, the lies of the media is starting to run thin. You can see it.
Oh yeah, let me explain something to you. So, Mr. Who was the guy who played in what's that very famous British comedy series with Blackadder?
Ron Atkinson.
No. The other guy that did the comedy sketches with him.
Oh, Baldrick.
No, it's not from Blackadder.
Oh.
It's from what's it called? Divine Comedy. It was called the Divine Comedy or something. It was sketches. It was a guy with a mustache. The guy who played the main role in Fawlty Towers.
Ah, John Cleese.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, John Cleese.
Yeah, that's the one, precisely. So Mr. John Cleese went up on the BBC, being the full of bravado, great man, defender of this nation that he is. Okay? And he told them straight.
Yeah.
No one trusts the media. You're only good for when it suits your narrative. You're worthless. He literally showed them how in the last 5 to 10 years, the British public don't trust the media. They're at the lowest scoring that they can possibly get under EU scoring of how trustworthy the media is perceived to be in the nation. There's statistical data on this. And for the last 5 to 10 years, the British media is the least trusted in all of Europe. Even Albania's media is trusted more than the British media. Do you understand where we're at when it comes to the media and our war on it? The British public and the will of the British people does not align with the meta-narrative of the media.
Oh, most definitely. And if we had an alternative to beam into the box in the corner in everybody's house, more and more people would be tuning into the alternative.
Oh, dear God. It really is a state-sponsored brainwashing machine, you know. I am very proud of you to have taken your television and to have beaten the living... Using a crossbow was the cherry on the cake, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do watch that video, ladies and gentlemen. And do pay this channel a visit whenever opportunity permits. He offers useful insights into matters. People such as myself and Mr. Wolf have a degree of insight concerning how the world works, how it functions, what the fuck is going on, and so forth. Okay? You should have a gander at his content. Throw the television out the window, take a piss on it, and then beat it with a baseball bat.
Or any blunt instrument you might have to hand.
You are given the right to discriminate against the BBC. They have covered up for child buggerers.
Haven't they just? Okay. And Steve Bannon, I know that he was cast from the Trump train, but he's also come out and said to Channel 4, you're literally lying. You're a bullshit propaganda machine. And that's it. That's all you are. You're not worthy of calling yourselves news. Which I found quite nice. Because I remember there was an interview.
They're really not though, you know.
I remember there was an interview on Channel 4 News with Steve Bannon, and he just ripped into him, telling a freaking lying scumbag. Well, they're literally just calling him out on their lies, and it was a good one. I like that. Might put it on somewhere.
So, just out of curiosity, by the way, do you select for yourself a list of news that you can go through when doing the show?
No. It's usually just off the cuff as I go.
Do go to Jen's server Symposium Archives and let's go through the news articles posted there.
All right. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. So, which one was it? General or?
Museum Archives all the way to the bottom.
Gotcha. Right. Where should we start? Should we start from the bottom up and go and work our way up?
Yes.
Right. The first story, in Sweden, a Muslim migrant gets 5 months in youth detention for prolonged sexual harassment. Prolonged and bloody filmed gang rape of a 13-year-old girl in Sweden. You see, this is the news, people. This is the news that they don't want you to know. They don't want you to hear, because 3 of them filmed it and freaking streamed it live on Facebook. So Facebook takes down our feeds and takes down our truth-telling shows and all the truth tellers, but it lets... Oh, I can't even freaking bring myself to say it.
You are black-filled as fuck. Welcome to the nightmare chaos realm where I perpetually reside.
Yeah, I've been in black pill mode for a bit now, just thinking, I just want something to happen. I just want something to happen, something big to go down so we could get something done. But seeing as we're talking about, Islam, what do you think of the blood moon this weekend?
Say again, what are they doing?
The blood moon. The blood full moon.
What about it? Well, what are they doing?
What
are they doing this time?
You know that the Islamic calendar is based on a lunar calendar, and this blood moon is quite a big one in their calendar. And it's also quite a big one in the satanic calendar as well. And the satanic calendar dictates that there must be sacrifice, be that animal or child, and there also has to be some freaky sex acts happen over this weekend as well. That's the satanic one. But the Muslim one, I think it'll be more stories like this and possibly an attack. Probably in Europe. Probably in Germany, France, or Belgium. That's my prediction. Hopefully I'm wrong. I do hope I'm wrong, but it's been ever more and more predictable recently.
Okay, buddy. Back to the news. Instead of the ponderings and musings, we can have the future get here when it comes here, but knowing the future means knowing the present. Yes, so back to the present.
Back to the present. So, on the 14th of June, 2017, a 13-year-old girl was raped in a flat in Sweden. The three Somalis reportedly born in 2000.
Oh, holy shit, that's a first. Them actually putting out the nationality of them. Ooh. Oh, what a treat.
Yeah.
We get to know who is accused of barbarism. Yay.
Yeah. Well, this is coming from a better sort of news site. I don't think they would have reported it on the mainstream media sort of news. I think they might have mentioned Somali, but not Muslim. They won't identify the ideology behind it, as they never do. So, they're reportedly born in 2000. So they were supposedly 17 at the time. Were each sentenced in April for rape against a child to 8 months in youth detention. So they gang raped a 13-year-old child, filmed it, put it on Facebook, and they got 8 months in juvie. And that's in Sweden for you. Nice. So let's move on from that story, because those stories are happening more and more and more and more and more and more and more often all over Europe now, thanks to the Kalergi plan. Yay. Go Kalergi. Go Kudenov Kalergi with your great plan. Yeah. Okay. So the next story. A boy, 13, charged with assault after firing a McDonald's chip at a woman. I wonder if this 13-year-old kid is going to get more, what is it?
A harsher sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, a harsher sentence than them. All right, what's this? Got it. I'll see some adverts. Oh, Christ. Right. So, it happened in West London.
You pay attention to this. You pay attention to this news, and you become 100% afflicted over time. You know.
Well, it's all part and parcel of it. It's all there to desensitize us. It's all there to make us think, oh, it's just another pedo. Oh, what's this happening there? Oh, it doesn't affect me. And to stop us from getting angry about these issues, which we are right to do. So, some 13-year-old boy from Hammersmith in London throws a McDonald's chip at someone, and probably, three of his friends for the incident starts to actually get a bit worse as they get outside. And one pleaded guilty. One was handed a caution, and the other one is awaiting trial. So there were three people involved. Meh. That's nothing compared to the other things that have been happening in London, is it? Sadiq Khan's London.
Hey. Okay.
What is it? 1,300 or 1,500 murders this year so far? Or is that just stabbings?
Shit's out of proportion, okay? Like, all you can say to this is that shit's out of proportion, bruh. Okay?
Oh.
It's out of proportion. It's bad, okay? It's really bad.
Yep. And it doesn't show any sign of getting better. It only looks like it's going to get worse. And I think they've let crime go so rife as a sort of Hegelian way forward. The Hegelian way: problem, reaction, solution. The problem is there's far too much crime on the street. Oh, the reaction is we all freaking get up in arms and start getting miffed off at the police force. And the solution is a police state. Can you see the Hegelian dialect there?
Aye.
So, next story. Next story is a freaking gem. An absolute gem. What the lefties in America have been doing, what they've been up to, again, in Hollywood, smashing the Trump star. So they've gone out there and onto the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and someone's smashed the Donald Trump star.
I say let them have their hollow victories.
Well, it's a failure. Because what they're going to do? Replace it with a brand spanking new one.
Okay, you don't stop your enemy when they're doing a mistake. So just as such is the case, then also in this case, just give a little attention to what they're doing, and don't stop them from making a mistake while they're doing it.
No.
I say let them have it. Let them have their hollow victories, so that we can progress and have genuine and real victories.
Yeah. Well, I remember, I can't remember who it was that was saying it, but they said, let the left do it. Let them get more confident. Let them start to propose what they actually want. Let them come out as full-blown communists. Because that's what's going to happen if you keep letting them, a little bit more, just a little bit more. Yeah, it's all right. You can talk about that sort of socialism sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, what? You're a full-blown communist? Boom. Now we know. And they will hang themselves with the rope that they make themselves. Yep. Now, staying over in America, next one is a Nexium case. Now, I'm not sure if everybody and all the viewers are aware of the secret society Nexium, the sex cult.
NXIV, most know it as NXIVM.
Yeah, pronounced Nexium. Is it not?
Not sure. Maybe. Haven't looked into it.
Yeah, bunch of sick bastards torturing children and sex trafficking and money laundering. So, this woman, Claire Bronfman? Yeah, Claire Bronfman has been arrested. Part of the plan. And the charges, they include racketeering, conspiracy involving an array of crimes, including identity theft, extortion, forced labor, sex trafficking, money laundering, wire fraud, and obstruction of justice. There's some pretty serious crimes. They are. You will never leave prison ever again if you get caught for these. If you get caught for these crimes, that's my opinion. Or if you're involved with sex trafficking or child sex trafficking, only the rope. Only the rope is good enough.
Only the rope, gentlemen. Only the rope. Can I get an amen, gentlemen? Can I get a Shalilay Yalidash for only the rope?
Yeah, let's see in the comments who's up for the rope and only the rope for paedophiles, child sex traffickers.
For the child buggerers.
Yeah. Because prison is not what it used to be. Prison, you get a TV.
Not breathe our air. Okay. So here's the thing. Most people cannot even imagine the scale, and this is their problem. That they lack the imagination to understand and know the scale of the problem of child buggery that the elite of the world are up to. Okay. It's something that needs to be hammered home in their brains. And there's just so many dark details. Like, there's no right way to break it to them that these fuckers are doing this for centuries. Okay, there's no good way to start a conversation with, hey, do you realize that the elite are trafficking, torturing, raping, murdering, sacrificing, organ harvesting, blood drinking, cooking, and cannibalizing children? There's no good way to tell that to people without sounding insane.
No, you can't. It's not exactly a lead for a conversation. But it has to be spoken about. If we don't talk about it and we don't scream it from the freaking hilltops, they get away with it. And they'll get away with it and keep on getting away with it until we freaking hang a lot of them. But this case with this Claire Brom...
We cannot have grace and mercy when it comes to children, okay? There is no grace and mercy under the legal system when it comes to you have buggered children, okay? So grace and mercy is for, oh, he's a hoodlum, he stole a loaf of bread, let's not punish him, let's give him, like, community service, okay? But, so there's a degree of, quote, grace that the law is supposed to offer. So grace and fairness need to go hand in hand.
Well, the thing is,
when both of them are lacking, it's bad.
Well, the thing is about common law and a jury trial, you can literally stand in front of that jury, say, well, I am guilty of stealing a loaf of bread to feed my family, but you would have done the same in my situation. I'll explain it to you on a great level, and I'll explain it that way, that you would have done the same in my position. And the jury will find you not guilty. That's where the leniency comes in, because it's 12 of your peers and 12 people that with like and similar minds and similar mindsets can see the reason behind the fact you've done things. Now, if you put a paedophile in front of a jury of 12 peers, they'd want him hung. They would hear the story and they would hear his pitiful defence. And they would want him hung. I sure as hell would. And I'm sure 12 other people would agree with me. Yeah.
Yeah, precisely so.
Now, let's get back to this news story, because this one, as I've read on, is a big one. This one has links and ties to very big heads. Because this Claire Bronfman, along with her sister Sarah Bronfman, were both billionairesses of a liquor manufacturer, and they were bankrolling the Nexium or NXIVM cult. Now, as you dig a little bit deeper, you'll find that Benjamin Brofman, who was the CEO of a wealth management company, Brofman Rothschild, with Lynn Forrester de Rothschild, wife of Rothschild core family head Evelyn de Rothschild. There's also been, links to the Rothschilds.
Shit's getting heated, bros.
Yes. So that will also link the Rothschilds to Nexium and child trafficking. And it should also be noted that the Clintons and the Clinton cabal were all involved with this as well. Lynn was revealed by the WikiLeaks emails to be an extremely close supporter of Hillary. The father, Edgar Brofman, was a former CEO and owner of Seagram's Alcohol and a former president of the World Jewish Congress. So links to Zion there.
Deep shit, bruh.
Deep, big story. This is...
It's the news of the times. It's the news that the history books, if they are ever written by us, should write.
Yes.
Okay?
Oh, what I've heard, the book that Trump writes after his 8 years will be one of the greatest stories ever told. To find out what happened in the beginning, the middle, and the end of it is going to be, yeah. I think the book could be fucking 3,000 pages. Yeah.
Yes, I hear you. It's going to be a big one, not a doozy.
Oh, it'd be a book that I went out and bought. Probably the only book I'll ever buy. And I'd actually have a proper hardback copy of it, just for sentiment. Yeah. Because I was watching a little documentary called Grey State on YouTube last night. But there's a film that was made called Grey State, which I'm looking to watch tonight. But this documentary was, I think it was filmed just before Obama's second term. But once you can look back at it in hindsight, you can see what Obama was doing. You could see the build-up. You could see the lead-up to the police state that Hillary was going to impose. The FEMA camps that were being set up and put in place. Everything that was being aimed and targeted at the American people. You can see it. And it was, yeah, a good watch. Really good watch. But, that's more of what's happening across the pond. We're not seeing, we know that the effects of the plan will be felt and heard worldwide. And there's been a little bit of action on British fight side. But I want to see more. I want to see more people out there. I want to see more information. I want to see the MPs quaking in their boots. I want to see Project Fear reversed, turned into Project Success and Project Political Fear, or Politicians' Fear, because they've been getting away with it for far too long. They've been getting what they want for far too long. And now they think they're invincible. They think that they own the courts. They think they own the judicial system. They own law in this land. And they think they are above it. And I want that freaking rectified as soon as possible. Because as soon as we frigging have accountability amongst the elite, because it's not just accountability of the politicians, it needs to be accountability all across the board. And once we have that, hopefully democracy can come back. Hopefully. We can have the democratic will of the people rather than the undemocratic will of the elite ruling and running this country. So, let's get back across the water, back over to the America, because there's some big things happening in America. Big things. Trump's going after the Fed. He's going after the Rothschilds, trying to get the Rothschilds out of the Fed. Don't know how he's going to do this. The heavens may fall. sword of action, because every currency is backed by the US dollar, is backed by the petrodollar. Everything has stakes in the US dollar. If the US dollar was to be thrown and thrust upon the market, it would collapse and fall. And then every other fiat currency, every other currency would fall in hand. Every single one of them. The stock markets would plummet to record lows. Record, ever since it was frigging started.
Yeah, don't you worry, bruh. Even if, listen, a person still lives after they've had their limb amputated. Okay?
Yeah.
It's going to be very, very painful at first, and usually they didn't have any kind of seed of the poppy, so they used to douse the wound in alcohol and have someone bite down on a rug or a piece of cloth and scream while they amputated their limbs. Okay, but people could still live. Like it wasn't a crazy chance that you would die as long as the surgeon was good and knew exactly what to do and had bandages, fuck tons of bandages. Jesus Christ. Anyway, you can live after a disaster hits the world or the planet, and we have lived through worse disasters in terms of economic crashes. Great Depression.
We'll have nothing
very, very
on this one. The Great Depression will have nothing on this one. This one's going to be the big one. But like you were saying with the amputee, yes, the amputee can carry on after after the heavens have fallen, after the arm has been lost. But something we need to stay vigilant of is that wound cannot be infected by gangrene. Because if the arm comes off, we have to be vigilant to make sure that the power vacuum that's created isn't filled by worse things. That's what our vigilance must be aimed at.
Yeah, no cronyists. Okay, thanks.
But like I said, with accountability across the board and everybody being held accountable, then these CEOs, banksters, political elites, they'll all be held accountable as well. So if they've been doing dodgy underhand dealings, they've been monopolizing the marketplace, if they've been using the laws that they've created or bought to further and better themselves, they will be held to account.
Here.
But it's a big plan, and I know the right people are on it, and I can't wait till it's done.
Only the very best. Only the very best of humanity who are awake or have a stake in the world know about what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. Yep. And I've also been doing a bit of a look into the South Americas as well, because that's another flashpoint. That's another massive flashpoint. That area is full of oil. That area is full of cocaine. That area is full of crime, criminals, and cartels, including the CIA, the biggest cartel of all. And
it is pretty much deep state central, south of the American border.
Well, we see the socialist engineered collapse of Venezuela. That was done by the banking elites. That was most definitely done by the deep state to have a little test of what will happen to a socialist economy and the people of a socialist economy in the South Americas. One of the richest countries in the world, resource rich, oil rich, can be taken down by a socialist government. And they want, oh, well, we live in freaking socialism. We live in it. And I freaking hate it. And You can see that America's...
You know, Britain needs... What Britain needs is a libertarian right, you know.
Yes, a true libertarian right. And a way to tell the people that the freaking right is the better way. Because...
Government, please stay out of business.
Don't tread on me. Don't fucking tread on me, you bastards. Yeah. And, you know, it's easy enough to explain to people. If we get rid of half of the government that is not needed and we take our own personal responsibility for things, guess what? Everything becomes cheaper. Tax is freaking lowered to a point where we can freaking earn again without having to pay half of our money in tax. They need to understand that less government is better than more government. You can't solve crimes. You can't solve problems by throwing more government at it.
Is the only one in the UK who represents anything like libertarian right. He has openly declared while on news panels that he wants less government and less taxes, okay, which is a very, very good thing. I think that if anyone could be classified based on what he would like his policy decisions to be as libertarian right, it would be the mob, that entity.
But the words are words, words are pretty. Policy's policy. And well, policies...
Oh, he does a lot of work in the shadows, don't you worry.
Yes,
he's making sure that Theresa May doesn't get to fuck over Brexit.
Well, with the Trump zero tariff trade deal that's just been put in place.
It hasn't until we leave the EU.
But
it's on offer. It's something that we can use as leverage against the EU. He wanted us to sue them.
Almost definitely. We should have done. We should have compensation back from them freaking stealing our industry. They have destroyed our country purposely. It was part of their plan from the beginning. We should be getting reparations from the EU. And if we properly voided the 72 or 73 ECA Act, we properly voided it, we could demand the reparations. The people of this country could demand reparations for the treason that was committed. But hey, that's pipe dreaming. I don't think we're going to get a change in government, a change in governance until Brexit is done. I don't think they'll want to change who's in charge or who's sinking the ship until the ship is fully sunk. And we have Brino. But with the way it's going at the moment, we've got this summer. The summer's out, the sun's out, weather's nice. We need to get out there on the streets and freaking demanding things. Because as soon as winter comes, as soon as it hits November, December, January, February, we're not going to get the people out on the streets anymore. We're not going to be protesting that much anymore. And it will just go and carry on the way it is. But the plans in the pipeline, the information's to come, the heavens may fall approach that we have, it could all be done by the end of summer. Or it could all have started properly by the end of summer.
What fun awaits us all.
Oh, that it does. That it does. On a light note, and we'll end the show.
Doodles for now, gentlemen. Hey, by the way, check out my YouTube channel. Archivist Sangmore, Easy Meat, Multiculturalism, Islam, and Child Sex Slavery. Audiobook. Find out exactly what Sharia allows in Islamic culture when it comes to child buggery and child marriage. On that note, over and out, ladies and gentlemen.
Over and out. Take it easy. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night. I'll see you all again soon.